Hi traders, welcome to this live webinar on automated trading. My name is Chris Forster from Elite Currency, and with me a special guest, Mislav Nikolic from Bull Capital, is joining us in this episode number 14. Mid-September, we're going to take a look at a lot of things together, Mislav and I. First of all, I hope that you can hear me properly and see the screen fine, so please confirm that in the chat when you can. So today we're going to talk about some of the Q&As we had from last week, the Google form that you can use for reaching out, take a look at some of the trades in September, and then Mislav is going to have some great tips and tricks for trading Ultima EA. It's going to be fully focused on the Ultima EA, how to approach the equity curve, how to understand how the EA and the system behave and what to expect from it so that you don't exit at the worst possible moment, all right? And Mislav has some great tips and tricks also how actually to approach that equity curve with the Ultima EA. So a lot of good stuff. Let's get rid of this. Now, first of all, a very quick note about the TP part. There was a question last week that from a renter, Ultimate EA renter, and I promised to get back to that trader. So if you don't see a TP when renting it, that is, but you do see a stop loss, that's perfectly fine. That is the new, the new configuration. So that's not something to be alarmed about. So when you're seeing a empty TP, don't be scared. Don't close it because of that, because that's fine. In this particular version, that's how it actually should be. That's the correct approach. So I wanted to give feedback on that. I promised that. Regarding the Google form, you can use this link here to reach out with questions for new questions. All right, this was a question from last week. So far, I don't see any new questions, but I'll check it throughout the webinar to see if there's anything new going on. So feel free to reach out, not only during the webinar, but also after the webinar or before the webinar. So we have an overview of your questions. If I don't know it, I can ask Mislav, so we're already more prepared than if you're just asking it in the live chat. But feel free, of course, to use the live chat as well now in this webinar at least. All right, those are two of the simple things I wanted to discuss. Lastly, some of the trades in September. Quick update. So far in September, we had 9 trades, close trades. So far, off to a good start. We have 5 full wins, 1 full loss, 3 break-even trades. So that's 5 versus 1 with 3 break-even. That's great. And you can see my account is up 41% now. Of course, be aware that that can vary from account to account. You know the drill. I've mentioned this before. And that can vary. We've got 2 open trades at this moment. So very exciting. My account is back to the previous top. I think Mislav's account actually made a new high, but Mislav is going to share everything about that because I'm going to now close my screen and invite Mislav Nikolic from Bull Capital to the stage. Let me do that right now. Hopefully it'll go smoother than last time, but we practiced several times now, so it should go well. All right. Mislav, are you there? All right. Mislav is
okay. I'm here. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Now I do. Great.
Okay, perfect. Great. Thank you, Chris, for your part. Hello, everybody. Mislav Nikolic here. Before I start with my presentation, I would encourage you to write down your questions in the chat. So after I finish, I will read them all and reply to you all the best that I can. The range summer is behind us. We had a pretty much large drawdown, but nothing above parameters. Now we are again in track and actually broke previous high. This on screen are my accounts. This is 5%, 3%. This is 1% and the 1 hour. All these accounts were started at 1st of August 2019, except 1%, which I will not talk about. It started way before, where it was still there was many bugs, etc. But if it started like the rest, it would be around 150%, something like that. Regarding 1 hour, if any of you are interested in it, it's only meant for the very big investors, because it's very slow system and it makes around 50 to 200% per year. So let us start. This is my master account. You see this is date where it begins. So I will explain what is normal and what it was expected before and current. There was no time when there was some abnormal behavior. Some of you were very worried when we entered in the bigger drawdown, especially those who entered just at the start of it, here. This is the actually beginning of summer, I think first end of May actually. And we have a streak of losses here. It was around 45% drawdown, which was nothing to be worried. It's tougher to see here. Here it was actually the same, but profit is already so high that it's tough to notice here. But here it was also range period, and the same actually drawdown. It just lasted longer. I will show you what I do when we get in a streak of profits, and also what I do when we get into drawdowns, and how to maximize your profits. Here you can see this is the place, this is the time where I took out 10,000 euros. I started with 2,300 euros, and here I was around 700, something like that. So I took over half of it, because we had a large profit spike here. So what many retailers do, they see a big profit spike and they enter actually here with us, something like this. And then it's tough for them to be patient. They don't see profits for weeks, sometimes for months, and especially if you entered around here and you just see losses. So that's very emotionally tough. But if you understand how system works, how it works for years for now, there is nothing to be worried. You just need to be patient. We said many times before that don't evaluate system with less than 6 months, because it's a long-term system, but every year it earns really great profits, and you just need to be patient. So in time when we entered here a drawdown, I reinvested 7,000 euros, so even something less than I withdrew. And what happened next, you see, it started rising, and you can barely notice, but it's actually around 50%. It's 1,100%. Here was just little above 1,000%. So it's a new high. And this is a balance graph. This is the place where I took the money. You see it dropped down like here. And this is the place where I added money. So even that I added less money, I made super more profit. You see, because this new high is it's much bigger than here if you didn't invest anything. So with less money, I actually earned about 25% more if I didn't do anything. But I noticed that many clients did just the opposite. You know, they entered that profit high and they took money or it's part of it, or even quit trading with Ultima around here. So that's not the way how you should trade. If you are afraid of that much drawdown, I suggest that you trade with less risk. That of course is not option if you are with profit share model, but if you are renting, you can just switch to lower risk and you will not experience that big drawdown, or stick with your plan with 5% risk, but lower amount of money you are willing to risk. Here we can see yearly profit. Actually, every month was profitable except June. For July, some clients said they had larger losses. It's really up to what spread you have. It can makes difference if you are with broker with high spread. But generally, most of you have something like this. You also noticed Chris have in September so far around 41%. It's a little more than me, but it should not be a difference for more than a few percent. So this is also one more great year if you, of course, are patient. And you will see results definitely. This I want to show you how drawdowns look like. So this is a drawdown chart from my master account. You see here we had also at the end of last year peak to around 50%. Then it went down. So we made profits, and here in July we again reached almost 50%. But also, like in backtesting, I backtested for a couple of years. It never ever breached this level. It got us few times to close to 50%, but actually it never go over that. So that's something that repeats occasionally. It's like waves. So you don't have to be alarmed when you see it happens. It's drawdowns are perfectly normal in trading. If it's totally silly to expect that every period, every month will be profitable. I hear many times clients or other people tell me, it's going great when it's trend, but it's behaves poorly in range. What is poorly? Main task of system is to preserve your capital as much as possible during range. It never put your investment in jeopardy. It never burned the account ever. So it tried to preserve the capital. There will be some drawdowns like in every system, but it will keep you in safe zone. So when we get back to trend, you will still have full force to capitalize on your gains. So like I said, if this is too much for you to risk, this is drawdowns chart for the 3% account. You see it's much lower. It barely reach 30% drawdown. So it's much less. Profit is still extremely high. So you just need to ask yourself, what are you willing to risk, and not focus on the profits. Never focus on profit, because it's pointless. Because the first time you get in drawdowns, you will quit or pull away money, so you will never have this kind of results. And this is a final picture. It's actually similar. We can see here I made around 3,000 pips profit in 1 year time, which is really totally superb. We have 225 trades, so really a large number of live trades, live account totally proved and confirmed the past results with back testing. With back testing, I got around 1,000% profit each in single year, and with live account I got totally the same. So what to expect in future? Probably the same. Even if it's 1/3 of that, it's also great. 300% is totally crazy. We can see here we have around 62 wins, which is also great. This is actually not correct data. Average pips. It is actually if we count losses also. Yes, that's correct. Then if we count losses, that's the average pips count on every trade. It's not that slow system. Average trade time is 2 days. So there is in average just 1 trade per day. For some of you that's low, but it's totally irrelevant how many trades we get per day to get us a profit. So that is what I wanted to say. So main key here is when to pull part of your money and when to deposit more. So don't do the other way around. Really, most of clients did just the opposite. Not most maybe, but I see too many of you. So try to do the opposite, or you don't need to withdraw at all. Because it's a accumulation type of system. The more you have on it, the more you will earn, of course. But at some point, maybe it's good that you take part of the money, at least which you initially invested, so that you are emotionally free and you risk only from your profits. That way, you'll be much more patient. I long time ago stopped trading with my initial investment. This is all from the profits. And next time you see a drawdown, or don't do anything, or just when we reach some larger drawdown, deposit more if you before withdrew money. If you didn't, you don't need to do anything. So either don't touch anything until you are in really great profit, or do the way I did it. You can all check that with link that is public. You can see date which I withdraw money and deposit more. So that will be all. I just wanted to add that I expect to reach even higher profit this autumn because pair went into volatile zone again. We get out of the range, so there is pretty nice time ahead of us. And based of all the past results and how system behaved, it's very much so to expect that my account will reach 1,500% profit at least, if not more. You can see here how much I earned with this account, and I had 2,300 euros at start. So this is like totally crazy, but it was not surprising for me because I saw backtesting results. That is also public. You can also check that and see that it's all the same from the last couple of years. And I must remind you for the last that it's 15 minutes system. So back testing for the last couple of years with 15 minutes time frame, that's a huge time zone, and it's system is safe as it can be. I invested so much in this system, and it proved beyond any doubt that it will keep us making us great profit. Okay, so I will finish this presentation now with this, and I'm open for your questions. You can take over from here, Chris. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mislav. Excellent tips and ideas indeed for tackling Ultima EA and the equity curve and how to handle it from a trading psychology point of view. I think it's very important. It's seems easy, right? Because it's automated trading with 100% automated, so really nothing has to be done with regard to trading. But it's not that easy in a sense of just sticking to the rules and sticking to the system and letting the system do its charm versus trying to intervene in some way. And I think finding the balance is tricky. I think what you propose is very good. Withdrawing at the right times, adding deposits, or at least just sticking to a certain minimum capital, indeed, that you feel comfortable with, and just writing it out all the way is also possible. Are there any questions? So far, everything is clear. No questions so far. Anything that pops up on your mind that you would like to ask Mislav? Feel free to use the chat box.
Okay, until we wait for some questions, I also want to add that one more thing I noticed is that some of you are manually interfering with trades to exit before our target, or actually exiting the trade immediately, which you don't find good, etc. That can be good in very short term, but in long term there is no way. I never saw account that was actually making any better than mine. It was actually much worse. So I plead you not to do it. This system need to be fully automated, and you really need to trust it. I also know for some trades that there are like 90% chance that it will end up in loss, but if I got that pass, it's totally wrong. So I never do it. You must allow it to run for itself, and be what it will be. But in long term, I promise you will get much better results if you don't do it. Some targets are pretty far, that's true, but system checks for the waves. It's not doing some random targeting. It's always check the current and past conditions. So it's making targeting very precise. Of course, it can't work every time. Nothing works every time. But in long term, it makes excellent targeting, stop loss, and everything is really fine tuned. So I highly recommend you, for those of you who are doing it. Not many are doing, but some of you does, and I repeat, you will exit much sooner than the rest of us, and you already saw that. So in long term, that is not the way to do it. That's it.
Yeah, very good point. That's specifically for the renters, not for the profit share members. But indeed, yeah, we don't see anyone who's intervening, doing a better job in the long run. Maybe one trade, if you're lucky, but not in a series of trades. So, renters, please keep that in mind. I guess everything is clear, no questions. So that's great. I think it was very valuable advice, and I hope it will help everyone keep that focus and discipline in a good way with regard to trading the EA fully automated 100%. So, oh, there is a question here. Great. Menando, do you have a profit share? Yes, we do. And feel free to reach out to the link that I will send here. Or I think that maybe currently it's not, but otherwise just feel free to write the email. I guess that wraps up. Mislav, thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate your time and your insight in how the Ultima EA behaves. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you all for joining this webinar, and wish you all great trading. Cheers. Bye-bye.